Hello, wrestling fans, VHS fans, and welcome to NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN Plus VHS.
The following segment has been brought to you by NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN Plus VHS.
Wrestling fans, VHS fans, in this segment today, we have got a box full of VHSs that we got to go through that I got at a yard sale. A couple yard sales, to be a fact. So let's dive right into this box and see what we got. See what kind of hot. First off, we got the Scorpion King. The Scorpion King with Dwayne Johnson. The Scorpion King with Dwayne Johnson. And it has got a slip cover over top of it. Yeah, I got to get out somehow. But can I get it out somehow? It's a hard slip cover. There we go. Scorpion King. Next up, we got My Fellow Americans with Dan Aykroyd. My Fellow Americans. A few others in it, but Dan Aykroyd's the reason I got it. Next up, we have, in a clamshell, Man of the House. Man of the House with Chevy Chase. Man of the House. Next up, we got, excuse me, man, you're choked here. We got The Thin Red Line with Woody Harrelson. Thin Red Line. Thin Red Line. Next up, we have A House in the Hills. A House in the Hills. I've never seen this, so I'm going to enjoy it while watching it for the first time. House in the Hills with Michael Madsen and Helen Slater. Never heard of it. This is a screener. Full-length screener. Looks to be a thriller. Scary thriller of some sort. Next up, we have, I've got this already once, but had to get it again because it's just 50 cents. Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web. Let's see this house in here again. Okay, that's right. Going back here looking at something real fast, y'all. How's y'all's day, by the way? Comment below and let me know how y'all day's doing. Next up, we have Night of the Twisters. Night of the Twisters with Devin Swab and John Snyder. Devin Swab and John Snyder. Night of the Twisters. Good film. Real good film. Next up, we have a Steven Spielberg is Duel. Duel. Never seen this, so it's going to be interesting to watch. Jewel. Looks to be scary. It's 1971. Jewel. Next up, we have an all-time favorite. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Daniel Stern, Joe Pesci, Macaulay Culkin. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Lost in New York, Home Alone 2. Next up, we have Andre. Next up, we have a cartoon called An American Tale. Feeble Goes West. Motel. Feeble Goes West. Oh, excuse me. Next up, we have an Owen Wilson. Behind Enemy Lines. Behind Enemy Lines. Owen Wilson. And it is a Hollywood Video white tape. Hollywood Video. Remember those video days? Hollywood Video. Next up, we have She's So Lonely with John Travolta. She's So Lonely. Next up, we have the Amityville video. I can't never say it right. The Amityville Horror. The Amityville Horror. It's an old classic. But this is a 1993 release. 1979 is when it first came out. This is a 1993 release on VHS. It's Good Times video. Amityville Horror. Next up, we have Tom Green and Sean William Scott in Road Trip. Road Trip. Next up, we have Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze in Point Break. Point Break. Real good film. I'm not a fan of Keanu Reeves. I'm not a fan of Keanu Reeves. Or Patrick Swayze for that matter. Much. But Point Break. Awesome, awesome film. Next up we have a classic with Danny DeVito. Billy Crystal is Throw Mama from the Train. Throw Mama from the Train. Next up we have, and I didn't see that, it's got a, looks like a dog chewed it or some sort right there on the end. Could have been my cat. I bet it was. Huh. Looks like a dog chewed it right there. See that? Oh, golly. The Woman in Red. The Woman in Red with Gene Wilder. The Woman in Red. I don't like that happened, but what can I do about it? Next up we have, now I've got this already, but since it was just 50 cents, it's the Rambo Trilogy set that was released in later years. See, box set. Got all three films. Rambo's. Rambo 3. Rambo First Blood. And Rambo Part 2. Nice little set. Couldn't pass it up for like 50 cents, so. Next up we have, that I've already had again, I've got it like 3 times now, it's Platoon. Platoon with Charlie Sheen. Platoon. Next up we have Shark Tale. I think Will Smith is one of the characters in this. Reason I got it. And Jack Black also. Shark Tale. Cartoon Shark Tale. Next up, now I already have it already once, but I had to get it because it's just 50 cents again. It is Ghostbusters Part 2. Ghostbusters Part 2. Next up, and I already got this once. I got it in select. I've got it. Actually, never opened. Sealed. Factory sealed. Halloween 4. The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 4. Return of Michael Myers. And I'm supposed to go meet one of the characters in this film, actress by the name of Danielle Harris. Supposed to go meet her soon, so hopefully I'll get her to sign this. Next up, we have another Tom Cruise film here by the name Cocktail. I think I already got it once, but it was just 50 cents. Cocktail. This one, well, crap, is called Love of Basketball. Love of Basketball. Love of Basketball. I'm not sure who's in this. I've never seen it, I don't think. It's been a long time ago. Love of Basketball. Next up, we got John Goodman in The Babe. The Babe with John Goodman. The Babe. Next up, we have Easy Rider. One of the Easy Riders episodes and whatnot. Easy Rider. Easy Rider. Next up, we got Bram Stoker's Burl of Rats. Bram Stoker's Burl of Rats. Next up, we have My Girl, Part 2. My Girl, Part 2. Last but not least, everyone will say it. Out of the box of VHSs, we got the movie called Dad with Ted Danson. Dad. At Martin's, You Must Be Kind. Rewind. And that takes care of this segment, folks. Wrestling and VHS fans, this is the end of the segment. We'll catch you on the next segment from NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN Plus VHS.
This segment was brought to you by NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN plus VHS.